was getting in that mode. I was back there like,
All right, part two. We in this motherfucker, man.
Intermission.
Are we on?
Yeah, we on.
Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties. We are back on, and we were discussing the matter of Henry Ruggs and just how unfortunate it is. I do believe that my cohorts here began to bloviate to you, began to discuss how they feel. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Matt Kellerman. What do you want to say about Henry Ruggs and that entire situation?
It's a fucked up, tragic situation overall. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to the young lady that lost her life and the dog, unfortunately. Henry Ruggs fucked up majorly. Don't drink excessively and drive. Do not do 150 in a residential zone. These are things that I would say are common sense, but I mean, fuck. When you're fucked up, I guess you're just not thinking straight. God damn it, man. It's just a fucked up situation. He's going to lose his entire career. He's probably going to jail. So, yeah, it's a fucked up, ugly situation. Wish he thought a little better before making that happen.
Mr. YDMC, your thoughts?
What the fuck, man? Like, first of all, what kind of car do you have? I wonder what kind of car you have. Corvette, like an old Corvette, a new Corvette, only rich nigga Corvette, you know, an off the lot Corvette, a souped up Corvette, something illegally done. Like, what do you got? What do you have? What do you have? What kind of Corvette do you have to be able to do some shit like that?
Just an ugly situation, man. And with the loss of life, it's probably definite that he's going away, at least for a little bit.
You know?
Bottom line of all of it, if you are that intoxicated, 2 times the limit or 3 times the legal limit, then you got to know when to say enough is enough. Mr. Ruggs does leave a hole in the receiving core of the Las Vegas Raiders. As Raider fans, we would like to know what's going to happen with that. Coincidentally, OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., was released by the Cleveland Browns earlier this afternoon. A couple of sports analysts have just been giving their own opinions and predictions and projections and have been battering around a couple of teams' names that they think would be a good fit for Odell. The Raiders have been mentioned by some people. They have said in opinion that that could be a good fit. I personally think we need a talented receiver to fill that spot right now. Mr. Kellerman, what do you think?
That'd be a nice fit, man. That'd be a nice fit. I think, that'll take us over the top with the receiving core. I like what we've got, but, that give us a veteran dude who's, take the top off a little bit.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm all the way with it.
Mr. YDMC.
I mean, Ruggs was talented, but he wasn't like the most talented receiver that we had. But definitely he was a solid receiver, so we would need a solid or better receiver, preferably better, to fill that slot, start tying things together for us.
There's also a matter of chemistry with the Raiders because we are 5-2, second in the AFC right now, first in the AFC West. Okay, so this is very important right now. We don't want to disrupt any chemistry. Plus, we got a new coach, interim coach at least, And we've been playing well with only a couple games underneath them. We've been playing well. That's something that we would like to see continue. Shifting gears to baseball. You guys see the hat on my head. You know I'm true blue Dodger fan, okay? However, I must send a congratulations to the man who just retired this week, Mr. Buster Posey.
That's true. You can't say shit about that, man. Them niggas are hitters.
Never do you hear me give Giants or Giants players credit, okay? I mean, rarely do you hear that out of my mouth.
Go Giants.
But the bottom line is this man had an absolutely fabulous career, and that's not to be denied. Congratulations to Buster Posey.
One of the best catchers to ever do it. Absolute beast. 3-time champion. I mean, can't nothing be. I mean, he's going to the Hall. Can't nothing bad be said about Buster Posey, man. Came back from a gruesome fucking ankle injury that people thought would end his career. Back at it. Shout out to Buster Posey, man. Thanks for the memories.
Mr. YDMC.
Man, Buster Posey, you talking about someone homegrown, homegrown from the hometown farm team.
San Jose Giant.
You know what I mean? You know, to multiple chip wearing, you know, like going out in style. Buster Posey, one of those people that you know was built for the game, and he proved it. You know, was even able to come back from a couple fucked up injuries, man. Like, but you know, like he's done his work, and he knows his work, so you know he's out, and to be sober.
From what I understand, Mr. Posey has been very active philanthropy-wise throughout the community of San Francisco, and I have heard that that's expected to continue. He plans to continue to do more outreach work and things of that nature. So, congratulations to Buster Posey on an excellent career. To all of your success and you know, success going forward and all of that. Also, I need to congratulate the Atlanta Braves, World Series champs,
ATL, what up?
2021. If it wasn't the Dodgers, I'm glad that it was the Braves. You know, I ain't no Houston Astro love over here, never will be ever at all.
No love for the Houston.
And you know,
no love for the Hugh.
And as far as for the Braves, this is their first World Series since the 90s. We were children, kids. It's been a long time coming for that team. Mr. Matt Kellerman.
Hey, shout out to ATL, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure that one feels good. So, yeah. I'll leave it there.
Mr. YDMC, I know you don't have anything to say about this.
Man.
Nothing at all. Go ahead, Mr. YD.
Man, I've seen it. Grew up with it. You know, there's a special. You don't know about a special feeling that a team has until you've grown up around it. Like you watched it grow, you watched it become what it was, and for it to become a dominant team, like to really like be in the city and watch things become that way, it's truly inspiring, and that's the sign of winning that a lot of people don't get to see as a fan. But I'm glad it's back around. Cities that have a lot of lower economical statuses around different areas. When those cities win, a lot of money goes through those cities, and they start being able to build programs for youth or further assistance for the homeless or create scholarships, things like that. And that's just all money coming in from the city winning, the publicity, the marketing, everything, like things trickle down to areas that are needed. So I'm glad Atlanta got another one of those little drips coming through.
Excellent point. Excellent point. We'll leave it at that. Congrats to the Braves. As far as the NBA goes, the Lakers. The hell are wrong with you? 5-4. All in all, not too bad. Could be worse, could be better. We're currently in the middle of the pack of the Western Conference, early on in the season, very early on in the season. But here is the thing. I just cannot, at this point, allow my Lakers to skate on the fact that we have given the Oklahoma City Thunder their only 2 victories of this season. They are 0-6 against the rest of the league, and they are 2-0 against my Lakers. That makes me unhappy. Yes, we are early in the season, but that makes me unhappy. And it's not just the fact. It's not just the fact that they are 2-0 against us and 0-6 against the rest of the league, but it is the form and fashion in which they won the 2 games against us. Unacceptable! Unacceptable, Lakers! You have Hall of Famers up and down your roster. I understand it's a new team. I understand we haven't played together yet. I do expect us to get it together. But right now, it just shows that we do need to get it together. I'm sure you would like to say something. All in all, my outlook for the season hasn't changed. It is highly, highly positive. I just am unhappy at the moment with that factor of it. Mr. Matt Kellerman, I'm sure you would like to speak on the Warriors.
Well, I want to speak on the Lakers first. I'm not going to be a hater.
Of course you do.
I'm not going to be a hater. I'm just going to be realistic. Yeah, it's been interesting watching the Lakers because without LeBron, they got no control. They got no organization. They're just kind of this guy's doing this, and this guy's doing that.
Well, the guy I would say who provides that would be Rondo. Rondo would be he's always been a good table setter. You know what I mean?
But you can't have
and his ball IQ is pretty high.
I will say I agree. But Westbrook doesn't want no one setting the table for him. Like he wants to go. And when he goes, he's turning the ball over all the time.
Well, those two guys can't be on the court together.
No,
I mean, they don't. We're not productive when they're out there together. That's not a productive lineup.
Like when LeBron's not there, there's no organization. It seems like the defense just ain't quite as strong. I don't know. Like losing to OKC has a 19-year-old in their starting lineup. They have a child in the starting lineup, and he's pretty good. Josh Giddey, I like that kid. But OKC, they're not exactly, they're still figuring their shit out too.
Yeah, they're definitely.
There's no reason the Lakers should lose to them with all that firepower.
And the Thunder are expected to finish the season at the bottom of the Western Conference, toward the bottom of the Western Conference. So
towards the bottom. I don't think at the bottom.
Probably not at the very bottom, but
maybe, possibly,
remember?
but at or towards. I do want to clap back at one thing you said about no defense. That hasn't been the issue. Well, actually,
gave up 19-point leads.
That game, I'm gonna say in those games against the Thunder. Well, the first game against the Thunder, it was more so turnovers. The second game, I'll agree with you on defense. But again, I just think it's going to be a matter of us meshing throughout the season. Obviously, LeBron's out. You talked about I agree with some of the effects of LeBron being out. And that's just, it's going to be a work in progress until everyone's together and everyone understands their role. I mean, talent alone is going to keep us in the mix, but then once everything meshes is when we truly become contenders, which is what I expect to happen. Mr. YDMC.
The Lakers suck.
Straight to the point.
Far from the truth.
It was like
far from the truth.
It's interesting watching them lose to
5-4 team doesn't suck.
Real quick, it's interesting watching them lose to OKC twice. They beat the Rockets by 2 in what, OT? Or down the stretch? I don't know. And the Rockets got what, 2 wins? So it's like, what is it about this team that they're having these kind of struggles? And a lot of it's LeBron hasn't been around. But even so, you got Westbrook, AD, fucking
LeBron shouldn't be the reason why.
DeAndre, you got all these dudes. What's going on?
LeBron
again, a bunch of guys that have not played together. So we're figuring that all out. We're figuring that all out. We're only 8 games in. 9 games in. It takes time to.
It's true. It's early, but still.
The whole damn roster is new, basically.
Yeah, that's the problem with that.
But I get it. That makes sense.
But they're figuring it out, and they're going to bring in 3 new dudes who are hurt right now. They got Wade Ellington. They got
Trevor Ariza and Trevor Ariza.
Trevor Ariza. I think was there one more guy? There's some other guys that are going to be in the mix, and then they got to start figuring out minutes because right now they're giving a lot of minutes to that Austin Reeves kid. I like him, good utility guy.
I'll tell you somebody off the top that needs more minutes, and this is go toward our defense. Dwight needs more minutes. Dwight needs more minutes. He's capable of playing more minutes, and he is still explosive when he's on the court. On the defensive side, he's still productive on the court. On the defensive side, this man came into the game and immediately was blocking shots. Like he didn't even have both feet on the court yet and was blocking shots. So
question.
He's already go.
Yeah.
Question. What do you make of, we never even got to this, what do you make of that dust up with Dwight and AD on the bench a few games ago?
I 200% believe they're totally fine. I 200% believe the team is totally fine. I'm totally fine. That's that for me.
I was just like, damn, this early in the season, y'all already about to scrap on the bench.
But
run everybody.
But they both said the same thing publicly, that it wasn't a personal thing. It was just a competitive thing in the game moment. They both said that they immediately talked it over. Like they both said they're cool. And they don't seem, from that point on, there hasn't seemed to be any friction, at least that we can see. So I'm good with that.
Let's see. But yeah. I guess it's
happen with teammates from time to time, and the heat of game out of battle. That happens. It happens sometimes.
Not quite that early like that.
Yeah, that's
hands on each other on the bench. But it separated.
But it
first
that
10
was
games, not even 10 games into the season. Yeah, a little strange.
That was a little overblown. It's not.
So, not something that happens a lot.
It happens from time to time.
Not like that.
We see dust ups between teammates from time to time. So again, I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
I guess we'll see. But yeah. Anyway, Lakers are still figuring shit out. You got a lot of talent. Figure it out. On to the Dubs.
And we will.
On to the Dubs, 7-1. We just, I think, 8-1 after today, after beating the living fuck out of the New Orleans Pelicans by 41. Like Steph Curry, he had a game. He had 19, But
Shit out of him without Steph playing hard.
everybody else steps up. That's what I love about this fucking squad, man. Gary Payton Jr. out of nowhere has had his second double-digit game. Plays defense like a beast.
How many years he been in the league?
2, 3.
It's not spring.
He play anything like his daddy?
That's what he's known. It's defense. That's what he's. That's his calling card right now. He's a lockdown defender.
He trying to be
The
Glove
glove.
Junior.
The glove.
Yep, Glove Junior, man. And now he's scoring too. He dropped 17 today. Had a vicious dunk on some motherfucker. Like,
GP could score too.
so our bench is looking like it's like we got that depth again. We got that strength in numbers again. So even when Steph is off, we got motherfuckers ready to go. Jordan Poole, Jesus Christ, this motherfucker, he's a gamer. He's ready to go. Come a long way from his rookie year.
GP, you weak there.
The Elites had another nice game off the bench. You know what I mean?
I like him.
Good player, good utility guy. But I don't know. I like our roster, man. Fucking Madman A. Smith, your boy Stephen A. Smith actually picked the Warriors to win it all this year. He said, "Fuck it, I'm coming out and saying it. The Warriors are gonna win it this year." I was like,
Really?
what? Yeah. I was like, really? Like, I'm not even can't even say that with certainty. He's calling it. He's like, yeah.
Interesting take.
Well, Clay's coming back.
Well, and that's an interesting take because guess what? Tim Legler had already declared about 5 games in.
Same thing.
Nope. But he predicted about 5 games in that Steph Curry was going to be the season's MVP.
That's right.
So interesting. Very interesting.
People high on the Warriors right now, but
You know what? It's so early in the season, but so far so good for you guys. I mean, from the little bit I've seen, I've only seen clips, but it looks good on the court so far. 7-1. It's hard to argue with
The only
that.
game we lost, we shouldn't have.
fucking, I don't know. I still feel like we're a little undersized. I feel like when we get to the playoffs, it's gonna be tough to get with some of these dudes that got big swingmen. Like when you got to go up against fucking LeBron, you know what I'm saying, 7 times, and you don't have anyone that really matches up with him the right way. I mean, you could.
I mean, if you're just talking about big guys, Melo, he's gonna play some minutes.
AD,
You know what I'm saying?
we can't guard AD.
AD. Dwight,
let him get hot 2 games, and what you gonna do?
DeAndre, we got size. And if you just talk,
DeAndre don't bother me, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Wiseman to come back, so that'll be a big help.
you act like DeAndre don't do nothing out there. Don't do that.
He's
That's
all right.
cool.
He's
He's
all
cool.
right. He ain't DeAndre.
He ain't back in the day like
He still do his thing on defense.
He ain't above the rim DeAndre like he used to.
He
be.
still do his thing on defense.
He's DeAndre.
He still do his thing on defense.
He's DeAndre though. He's not DeAndre.
Or he's still DeAndre. Don't get that twisted.
He's DeAndre.
He's cool.
He's
Not at all what he used to be, but he's cool.
Blasphemy, Mr. Whitey. Blasphemy.
I mean, he's almost
Call that man out his name. He's still DeAndre Jordan, and you remember that.
He's almost DeAndre.
Oh Lord.
Moving on from that complete bullshit.
Yo, what is wrong with Damian Lillard, yo?
What do you mean?
He's having a rough start to the year. He's like shooting like 30-something%.
David's breaking right now.
Yeah, he can't buy one right now. He's not looking good.
Because he's focusing on his rap career too hard. For real, he is. He's going all in with the rap right now.
I'm sure that's not.
He's going all in with the rap right now.
I'm sure that's not hindering his workout time though, and court time.
No, just his mind time.
He's just, I don't know. He seems unfocused,
Well,
I guess.
as far as mine, we do have to wonder, and I don't want to speculate, but we do have to wonder: does he really want to be there? I mean, there's a lot of.
He might be done.
I mean, he's always been saying that Portland is his heart. That's where he wants to retire. All of that. He don't want to leave.
They just can't attract talent to Portland, man. You just can't do it.
It's a tough market, man. I just think when it comes down to it, I don't think a lot of people want to live there. And I'm not saying anything bad about Portland. I'm not saying anything bad about Oregon, but I just think a lot of, NBA players, that's not at the top of their destination list as far as places they want to live. I think that's what it more so comes down to.
Well, all the rain, snow, all that shit. People want to be.
I definitely don't think it's a Dame Lillard thing. I think there's a whole lot of guys in the NBA that would love to play with Damian Lillard. But I think it's more so a location thing.
It's region.
Did y'all see Philly? When the Blazers played in Philly, Damian Lillard went to the free throw line.
Oh yeah.
They started chanting, "We want Lillard."
Yeah, we want Lillard.
I was like, oh wow.
When he was at the free throw line. Yep.
In Philly. That's insane. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Chanting for the other player.
Come to us. Come to us. Yeah.
Okay, hey, Blazers.
And how wickedly would he fit there? How wickedly would he fit there, though? Oh my God.
Have you ever
He'd be just what they need.
Have you ever seen the fucking crowd woo a player from another team?
I've never seen it happen. I've never seen it happen before.
Woo the player.
I've seen, obviously, we've seen in different sports with different teams, we've seen fans get love in opposing arenas. But no, I've never seen a crowd try to woo a player before, ever.
Come to us.
Never.
Take Ben Simmons. Take Ben.
That's basically what they were saying. That's in essence what they were saying.
Oh, good God.
Fuck us.
That was essentially what they were saying. The NBA is definitely. Oh, I gotta ask y'all about Zion.
He was
Big old boy.
he was toned in the summer and something happened. Like, cause he had already had the fucking new tone Zion look. And then
he's at 300 now, isn't he?
He got hurt and he ate.
Oh, he got hurt. That's what
He
happened.
got hurt and he's in New Orleans.
He was in Nolans.
Knocking
That
down
food
the
down there, that Cajun Creole food down there in Nolans.
knocking down beignets and shit.
Mr. Madman A. Smith just turned Creole for a second.
That man was putting that fork to work.
He eating good. Lots of rice, huh?
Shit.
What happens? Lots of rice gets you like that.
My favorite food is Cajun food. Oh, I like all that stuff down there.
Cajun rice.
Yeah. So I think he's gotta be what? He's gotta be what, at 300 pounds or around?
They say he's 300 plus.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Yeah. And he's got that. He had a foot injury, so it's like that's
He had a
that's the kind of
foot.
thing that can linger if you got a lot of weight, you know.
Well, he had a foot injury at Duke.
Mm.
Yeah, he had a foot injury at Duke, bro.
Remember when he busted out of his shoes?
Right. Right, literally.
What the fuck? Like, your whole shoe exploded on a spin move? Like,
He went
whole shoe.
like how much power are you putting into those shoes?
You know, they were brand new. Those were some PGs.
He fucking just hulked them. He's just the Hulk. Now he's the
large
bulk.
man.
Now he's the bulk, but he was the Hulk.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hope he gets gets healthy and comes back and does his thing. Because
I went for his career to end like that.
Yeah, he's set to be one of those guys in this league, you know. Make a lot of money.
You know what? Before I forget it, guys, because you guys brought it to my attention while we're talking NBA. Let's speak on two former legendary greats, two former Hall of Famers, two former Hall of Fame championship teammates. Let's speak on the saga between that of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Well, it's funny. I've actually been currently watching The Last Dance again.
Great documentary.
Yeah. So, and I just because now that I'm hearing these things, I'm trying to pick up on like some nuances that I did
Right.
previously.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I'm gonna watch it again. I'm like, oh shit, man. Like, some things like you know, you always thought that they were just like ride or die best friends type shit. That was always just like
That was
the
just
image
people's
they
assumption.
portrayed. Yeah,
We assume that.
yeah, but some now with the new knowledge or what it's saying like some of his responses like I kind of understand what he was saying. Like he said a lot of things without saying things. Just how he responded. But
Well, and
to where you saw the separation, like so I can see the separation. But like you could feel it more. I didn't